At least 15 people are reported to have been killed as Egyptian security forces moved in to clear two protest camps occupied by supporters of deposed President Mohammed Morsi in Cairo. But the Muslim Brotherhood, which backs the protests, put the number of casualties much higher. Bursts of gunfire were heard and armored bulldozers moved in. Security forces fired tear gas. Authorities say the Nahda Square camp in western Cairo has been cleared. The Interior Ministry said a mopping up operation in the surrounding streets was underway. Pro-Morsi activists were chased into the nearby zoo in Cairo University, Nile TV said. Witnesses spoke of seeing at least 15 bodies on the ground, but the Muslim Brotherhood, describing the security forces' intervention as a massacre, put the number of those killed at more than 100. At least 2 members of the security forces were among the dead and 9 were injured, officials say. The Interior Ministry denied any deaths were caused by firing of live ammunition. Security forces used only tear gas canisters to disperse the protesters, though it was heavily fired at by armed elements from inside the 2 protest camps, causing the death of an officer and a conscript and the injury of 4 policemen and 2 conscripts, the ministry said in a statement. Earlier, the Interior Ministry said security forces were taking necessary measures against the protest camps. A safe exit would be provided for protesters and they would not be pursued, except those who are wanted by the prosecution, it said. The Interior Ministry was keen not to shed any Egyptian blood, the statement went on. Supporters of Mr. Morsi have been occupying Nahda Square and the site outside the Rabaa al-Adawiyya Mosque in the northeast of the city since he was ousted on 3 July. They want him reinstated. Large plumes of smoke rose over parts of the city as the operation to clear the camps began. Muslim Brotherhood TV called for people to send cars to the sit-ins to take casualties to hospital. Several Muslim Brotherhood leaders have been arrested. Private Egyptian TV reports. We arrested a number of Muslim Brotherhood leaders, but it is too soon to announce their names, Interior Ministry spokesman Abdel Fattah Uthman told CBC TV. The protesters had been expecting the clearance operation, says BBC Middle East editor Jeremy Bowen. It is a heavy-handed operation and is a consequence of the current winner-takes-all climate, he adds, with both sides sticking to their positions and pushing as hard as they can. There are reports of further protests by Morsi supporters outside the capital. In the northern city of Alexandria they are reported to have blocked main roads. Hundreds are said to have gathered outside the governor's office in Aswan in the south. More than 250 people have been killed in clashes with the security forces in the 6 weeks since Mr. Morsi's overthrow. Speaking to the BBC on Monday, Egypt's Foreign Minister Nabi Fahmy said the sit-ins could not continue endlessly. He said the authorities had been trying to seek an agreement through dialogue. If the police force take their procedures, they will do that in accordance with the law by court order and in accordance to the basic norms on which these things are done.